Hi there, it's Monday the 18th of May 2020. Let me begin this morning by sharing with you a nursery rhyme. Mary, Mary, quite contrary, how does your garden grow? With silver bells and cockle shells and pretty maids all in a row. Some people think that refers back to Mary, Queen of Scots, and that she was being contrary because she was wanting to change Scotland from being Protestant to Catholic. That her garden growing was asking how the reign of her as queen was going, that the silver bells were a reference to the Catholic cathedral bells, the cockle shells was a reference to her husband who wasn't faithful to her, and the pretty maids all in a row was a reference to her four ladies in waiting. Who knows, but there you go. But the line of that little nursery rhyme that grabs my attention is, how does your garden grow? How does your garden grow? And that's our theme for this week. Now, many of us, of course, if we have a garden, have been perhaps doing more gardening than usual during this period of lockdown. I know we'd been trying to get some Cuprinol fence paint and there was no way of getting it, even from Cuprinol's own website. So many people have been raiding B&Q and Wickes and all these places of all their supplies for gardening. You know, there's a few gardens mentioned in the Bible. I wonder if you can think of any of them. The first one, of course, is the Garden of Eden, which was where Adam and Eve were created by God and where God placed them in that garden. Many other gardens through the Bible. Solomon's garden, which was perhaps one of the most amazing gardens ever to grace this planet. And then, of course, Jesus, he spent some time in a garden, didn't he, as he went to the cross. At Calvary, he spent time in the Garden of Gethsemane, praying. And then afterwards, his body was laid in a garden tomb before he rose again from the dead. And then right at the end of the Bible, in the book of Revelation, there's a garden referred to with a tree and leaves and fruit and a river. The new garden of God, Eden recreated or restored once again. Isaiah chapter 58 refers to a garden, and actually it refers to a garden being a symbol. And quite often in the Bible, a garden is referred to as a symbol of somebody's life, or the life of a nation or a community or a group of people. Isaiah 58 verse 11 says, "The Lord will guide you always. He will satisfy your needs in a sun-scorched land. He will strengthen your frame. You will be like a well-watered garden, like a spring whose waters never fail." A lovely picture of a healthy life where somebody's life is like a well-watered garden. It's particularly referring to somebody's inner life. And that's what we're thinking about this week. We are going to be thinking about our inner life, that garden of our heart, as it were, that life within us. And to ask the question, how does your garden grow? How is your garden growing these days? How is your inner life doing? Is it a well-kept garden? Is it a garden that is overgrown? Are there many weeds in the garden of your heart? Is your garden heart blossoming? Is it a place that you would want to spend time with? Or is it a place you would rather stay away from? Do you not want to think about that inner life which you have? Is it dry? Is it well watered? Is it a welcoming place? Would others want to see into the garden of your soul? It's a very interesting concept and a very pertinent metaphor, and one that we're going to explore in a bit more detail this week. Ruth and I have been doing some gardening during our lockdown period, and as I've been doing that, I've been gaining some insights, not just into real gardening in a real garden, but also thinking about some of the lessons that can be learned and some of the insights into my own spiritual life, my own inner garden. And I just want to share some of them with you this week. So listen in each day and we'll think about our gardens together. Speak to you again tomorrow.